What got you interested in doing this in the first place?
Oh my gosh, great question. So back in 2020, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yep.
And back in 2020, it was my first year being married. My wife was she was in college full time, and I was working full time. I had just came home from a 2-year missionary trip.
Wow.
Okay. So at that point, I read that book, and I was just like, this like veil has been like, taken off of my eyes. Like I can see more clearly now. And my thing that I really thought back then was the way to wealth is by buying rentals and holding long term. So what did I do? 2020, after I read that book, I got my first credit card. Got credit for the first time ever. I didn't have any of that. And by the way, at this time, I was 21 years old.
Wow.
Right? So then I went ahead and did that. And then after a few months, I built some credit. And then my wife and I closed on our first house, our primary residence, at 22 years old.
Right.
And then after that, like I said, my mindset was I need to buy rentals. Mm-hmm. So then I saved up an extra $20K, and we looked in the Midwest.
How'd you save up the $20K?
Great question. So my wife and I, back then, we had sheets, and we would like budget every single thing to the penny.
Okay.
And we were super cheap with the way that we lived. So I was working a 9 to 5, making like 18, 20 bucks an hour, doing truck sales at this truck shop for tonneau covers or like hamper shells. And so I would save up as much as I can. Like we wouldn't even go out. We wouldn't blow any money. It was just like cheap. Like just month to month. So like save as much as we can.
Dave Ramsey.
And per month, I think we had like maybe like $50 of like play money. And so that was our like, let's go out on a date. Let's go eat some Chick-fil-A because we didn't have that much money.
Chick-fil-A because he's a Christian.
No, because it's good. That's the Lord's chicken, okay? It's good. So that's how we saved up. It was just like trying to just get as many little dimes as we can just to save them all up. And then after that, I put about $19,000 down, got 20% on a loan, a duplex in Cleveland, which I thought, like I said, it was like the way to wealth is by buying rentals. In hindsight, big mistake. I mean, I don't think you should be buying rentals when that's like your last 20 that you have, right? And so that's how I got into it. That's kind of where I like learned about all of this. And then I had a huge mindset shift, but we can get